Right, here we go again. I am joining you from my deck chair outside the water. I've got a lovely background that matches my nails. So I'm all good to go. And what we're going to do today is I love a bit more interaction from you. So I'm opening up a live Q&A. So fire any questions you have at me that you might have about your health, whether it's gut microbiology, whether you have issues with asthma, eczema, endometriosis, menopause. It's a bit windy here. Whether you have issues with sleep, whether you want better glowing skin, whether you're feeling because of aging and maybe menopause type symptoms that your skin is getting more wrinkly and less vibrant, then just throw everything at me. I will answer any questions that you've got in the comments. So go. I want interaction from you. But before we start doing that, I'm going to take a bit of a deep dive into something that I have personally found really helpful over the last couple of months since I've been taking it. Hello, doggy. And that's NAD+. I've been using this brand, which is absolutely fantastic. And I will be adding a NAD+ special offer at the end of this live for you today. So you can get it if you click the link. But particularly what I am so impressed about with this brand of NAD+ is not only does it have 900 milligrams of NAD, it is also liposomal. And this is something that I am really focusing now on in my practice, is liposomal nutrients. Previous, over the last 22 years, when I have recommended products, be it super greens or B vitamins or magnesium or zinc or probiotics, most of these have been in supplement form, and they have been to practitioner strength. However, they haven't been liposomal. Liposomal is a fairly new form of allowing the body to have a very high absorbency of nutrients, because it doesn't have to go via the gut. And most of us, because our gut is the length of our arm span, do generally have a very compromised gut. We may have bad bowel bacteria, we may have leaky gut, we may have high levels of mucoid plaque, we may have something called small intestinal bacteria overload, we may have Helicobacter pylori, which is an infection of the stomach acid, which it can cause really bad acid reflux. And what happens most of the time with Helicobacter pylori, and do tell me if any of you have experienced this before, is that you'll go to the chemist and they will just give you something like, people keep asking to join and I don't know who they are. They will give you Gaviscon, and what Gaviscon does is it actually makes acid reflux worse, because it suppresses the acid in your stomach. But normally when you have high levels of acid reflux, it's because your stomach acid is being kept in a pocket in your stomach. So taking Gaviscon actually makes it a lot worse, because it suppresses it and it doesn't allow your body to actually properly release the stomach enzymes and do the job that it's meant to do. Helicobacter pylori is a big problem for a lot of people, and most GPs don't really know how to deal with it. I mean, when I've dealt with it in my practice, I always recommend something called Saccharides Bilardi. And again, I will try and find one of these products for you with a discount. And that is a really good way of addressing the infection of Helicobacter pylori by taking Saccharides Bilardi. So do let me know if any of you have had stomach acid reflux issues. or if any of you have got IBS or SIBO, and I will be talking in another live about a fantastic device that I've got that detects SIBO instantly, so you don't have to wait for months and months and months for your doctor to get back to you with blood test results or stool test results. So I'm really excited to talk about that. This NAD Plus is not only fantastic for energy because it supports the mitochondria of the cells. The mitochondria is your actual vital energy source. We all produce, hello Marie, we all produce mitochondria, but as we age, particularly between the ages of 40 and 50, our mitochondria function declines. I have coconut water every single night, and that is, I find that amazingly supportive for my energy levels. And I really notice if I don't drink coconut water, I will wake up and I'll have brain fog, I'll feel sluggish, I can't think in a straight line. So that is something that I really recommend to anybody that's struggling with energy, is grab yourself some NAD Plus and make sure it's liposomal, and also grab yourself some coconut water and drink that on a daily basis. Unfortunately, the water that we have from the taps is full of the pill, it's full of heavy metals, it's full of fluorides, unfortunately. So a lot of people now are opting for something called hydrogenized water. You can sometimes get a little device that you add to your tap and actually I can't say that properly, the water for you. But my recommendation is High User 575 and High Digital Products. What I would recommend is coconut water, because it's your purest form of uptaking active mitochondria directly into your cells. Has anybody actually used NAD Plus? I'd be really interested to find out if you have. And everybody, if you want to send me some sparkles, that would be amazing as well. I'm meant to be collecting sparkles. I have no idea why. Does anybody know why? Yes, so energy, vital energy source through supporting your mitochondria is a great way of feeling refreshed on a daily basis. So has anybody got any questions? Does anybody suffer from eczema or asthma? Does anybody have joint issues? And does anybody have thyroid issues? Do let me know in the comments, and I will interact with you and give you my best possible advice. And going back to the NAD Plus, it's not only really good for energy, but it's fantastic for skin health. So particularly women who are going through any menopause type symptoms, it really helps reverse those signs of aging and gives you, I hope you think that I might have good skin, helps, hello plant-based, helps really support skin health, along with, I would also recommend collagen, particularly marine collagen, because that's a very, organic source rather than bovine. Some people like to take bovine collagen. I prefer marine collagen, and I have taken it for the last maybe 5 months. I have noticed a profound improvement in my skin health, in my nail health, even though these are pretend nails, but when I do have my nails, I've noticed they're a lot stronger. Hiya! My hair is a lot softer, it's a lot longer, I've got a lot more of it, a lot more hair, and that has all been just through taking collagen. And if anybody wants any advice on which brand to take, do drop me a message. Hi Sandy. And thank you everybody for joining me as well. And yes, send me some sparkles if you can. That's what I'm meant to be collecting. I don't know why again. So yeah, going on to what I do with my clients who come to me. What do I do? Well, I offer one-to-one consultations. Initially, we have a medical questionnaire, and that's really, really vitally important. I can't work with anybody unless I truly know what is going on for you, what's gone on in the past, what any medical conditions you might have, what medication you might be on. I have to check the contraindications of all the medication that you're on. I need to know if you've had any operations. I need to know if you were jaundiced at birth, because that could be affecting your liver. Hi FK, hello. So it's really interesting, even from birth, even if you're jaundiced at birth, that can show me or demonstrate to me what is going on with specific organs in your body and why they might be compromised from the ground up, really, from birth up. And it's really important for me to know your diet, what you're eating now, and also what you've eaten as a child. That's really, really important, because as children we often have lots of things like dairy. I mean, I know that I used to go to school and have little milk bottles with a straw that you used to drink every day, and we also have a lot of sugar when we're hello. Also, we tend to have a lot of sugar when we're little. We love sweeties, and we love chocolate, and we love milk, and we love snacking. So all of those things, as we get older and as we grow, our body holds that mucoid plaque that has built up since birth over time, and it can really, really affect our gut, and it can cause bloating. Has anybody got bloating? Has anybody got constipation? Has anybody got excessive burping? Has anybody got like loose stools? All of those things I can address, and I do address when I work with my clients, either on a one-to-one consultation basis or through doing something like a parasite cleanse or a detox cleanse. And both of those I offer. I also offer something called metabolic recharge, and that is really, really good for particularly women of a certain age whose metabolism has slowed down. Hi Pip. And again, as we age, particularly when we get into our 40s and 50s, our metabolism starts to slow down quite dramatically, and we can have significant weight gain, which I have seen in many, many clients. So when you work with me and do a metabolic reset, we work on your metabolism. We work on specific I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word supplements or not. I don't want to get banned again. But we work on specific protocols that actually boost your metabolism and your metabolic pathways. And we look at the metabolic pathways specifically to find out where they're sluggish, what we need to optimize. And then we also look at food and nutrition and diet. We'll get, particularly if you do the 4-week detox cleanse, you will get a meal plan every single day of every single week during that monthly cleanse. And that will be suggestions for breakfasts, for snacking, for lunches, for dinner. I've written amazing recipes that you can follow. It's not a strict diet plan, it's not a FODMAP, although I do think FODMAP is a really good way to support your energy levels and your mitochondria and your aging process. FODMAP is particularly good for people that have Crohn's or diverticulitis or celiac disease. But I always encourage my clients to eat abundantly. It's really, really important for you to feel that you're eating as much as you possibly can without any restrictions. even though I would always advise to eliminate certain foods, and you'll find out those when you work with me, but because you get the recipe plans and the meal plans, it enables you to follow, and it gives you guidance. So it's all about eating abundantly, and most of my clients, when they have finished working with me, particularly on a detox cleanse or a parasite cleanse, they don't want to go back to eating like they did before. Can you see the little beach huts in the background? Aren't they pretty? They don't want to go back to eating or snacking or grazing in a subconscious way, because they've seen how good it feels to eat with my guidance. And another way that I work with people, and something that works really, really well, is you have accountability to me on a daily basis, but you also have accountability to yourself. So I work either via Telegram, which allows me to keep everything about you together in one file. So I have your medical questionnaire, I have your issues that you want to address, I have your symptoms that you're demonstrating, I have every single question that you ask me throughout the whole month in that Telegram client protocol that I keep for everybody individually, so I can always go back and look and see how far you've come, or any issues that you might have had in the past that we need to tweak. Also, when you work with me, I don't stick to a one size fits all. It's very much personalized to you, and it's very unique to you, and each client is individual. Each client demonstrates different symptomology, each client will react to certain things in a different way, so it's very, very specified to the individual and very, very tailored to the individual. And if we need to extend the time that I'm working with you, I do. I don't necessarily charge for an extension, because my passion is to see people heal and to see people get better, and that's my primary importance. So if we need to tweak it a little bit or go a little bit longer, then that's absolutely what we do, at no extra cost to yourselves, unless it is for a quite an extended time. Somebody's telling me that I've got gifts lit up. Does anybody know what that means? I don't. I'm all new to this. So that's another really, really good way that I work with people, that I think is very bespoke and unique, because I treat you as an individual. You're not just a number. It's not like going to a GP and you get 10 minutes of time and told to go away. It's I am there for you every single day. And we tend to have a check-in in the morning, so you can ask me any questions in the morning. What's going on for you, how you're feeling, how your mood is, and then we have a check-in in the evening, and we look at what you've done that day, any emotional issues that have come up, particularly with parasite cleanses. Parasites can cause all manner of emotional disturbances, sleep disturbances. They can cause teeth grinding, they can cause you to be very tense, they can cause jitters, they can cause anxiety. So that's why the parasite cleanse is really, really important if I'm going to work with anybody, because it's important for me to know that those are eliminated and your gut is transitioning at the right time. So it's transitioning within a 24-hour period, rather than getting stuck or clogged, and that's really, really important as well. And when we do the check-ins, you are able to ask me, people send me pictures of ingredients on the back of a food saying, can I eat this? Is this okay? Is this ingredient okay? Is the sugar okay? Is this too much? Can I eat dates? Can I eat pumpkin seeds? I felt the cramping when I've been eating this. Should I be doing this? So I'm there all day to answer back to you within the time period that we work. And I've just been told I need to get lots of likes. So if you like what I'm talking about, then send me a like or a sparkle or something like that. Yeah, so yeah, you get my undivided attention, particularly bespoke and unique to you. And when I work with people and they have skin issues, one of the most important things that we need to work on with skin issues is any hormonal imbalances. So we look at your hormones. Sometimes we do testing for hormones to see if they're out of balance. Sometimes we don't. And people keep asking me to co-host. And we look, particularly with skin, as to whether you are alkaline or whether your body is more acidic. Now, I don't know if you know the difference between acidic foods and alkaline foods. What we want when we're dealing and we're healing our body is to become alkaline. And I have a whole protocol on becoming alkaline and how to do this. And alkaline is very much eating bountiful amounts of vegetables, particularly things like cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, greens, beetroots, also things like nuts and seeds, lots of legumes, particularly aduki beans that have a very, very high plant-based protein source, things like quinoa, very, very good high plant-based protein, amaranth, a very good high plant-based protein, and a lot of those things that I've just mentioned we will have in a porridge in the morning, or I would recommend using something called short grain brown rice. Short grain brown rice is very good because it acts like blotting paper to toxins, so when you eat it, it helps absorb very heavy metals. Also the quinoa and the millet porridge help absorb heavy metals, so it acts like a sponge to help the heavy metals in your body. So those are really, really good plant-based proteins that we use to help you become more alkaline. Juicing is obviously very good. Intermittent fasting is obviously very good as well. I'm saying obviously because I know, because I've done this for 22 years, but it might not be obvious to you, which is why I go back to the accountability thing. Meaning that because you're accountable to me and you can ask me questions and you can demonstrate to me what you're doing through your diet and checking in with me, it's much, much easier for you to follow and actually heal and get better and have really positive results because you're accountable. And that's what I've heard from most of my clients and most of my reviews and testimonials is my clients say, Jo, because I had you by my side throughout the whole detox or cleanse or whatever you choose to do with me, it really, really helped. I wasn't just looking at something on Instagram or YouTube or Google or TikTok or whatever and thinking I can do it myself, because generally 9 times out of 10 you'll start and you'll have a really good week and then you'll just slowly drizzle out. But with me as your spirit guide, your food guide, your healing guide, we work together as a team. And some people that work with me actually do it in unison. So I've had a couple of girls work as friends, which meant they could both chat between the two of them and chat to me in a group chat. So I set up group chats with people as well, and they could bounce ideas off each other and they could also motivate each other, and they would say, well, I'm feeling this and I'm feeling really good because I'm doing this, or I'm not feeling so good because I did this, or I made a mistake, or I ate this by mistake, but because thank you, love the glasses, thank you, lovely, it's lovely to see you. I hope you're well, darling. My friend Lip Balm has just joined. Thank you, and I must get back to you, by the way. Sorry, been busy. Sorry, darling, I must get back to you. So yeah, I was going to say, when you work as a team with a friend, that's really, I have had really positive results from people working together, because as I said, you bounce ideas off each other, you encourage each other, you give each other strength and support, and I give that back to you, and it always works really, really well. Sometimes I work with groups of people. That works really well as well for the same reasons that I've just said. So yeah, working in a group, working in a team, and being accountable is also really, really, really important. And biohacking, I've talked about this before previously. That is another really, really good tool. So biohacking, we do in the 3rd week of the Parasite Cleanse, if you choose to do that with me. And that incorporates things like cryotherapy, which is hot and cold showers, ice baths. A lot of people I'm seeing are buying ice baths actually to use at home now, which is fantastic to see, because ice baths really stimulate the lymphatic system. It gives it a shock, and it shocks it into waking up, and it shocks it into working properly, and it shocks it into energizing. Intermittent cold showers, they're another really, really good tool. Rebounding on a little rebounder, which you can again buy online for not much money at all. Fantastic tool for biohacking. Infrared saunas or infrared masks or infrared mats. I really, really want to get an infrared mat myself, and hopefully once I save up a few pennies I will be getting one, because infrared has a profound way of deeply penetrating the organs and encourage regeneration of those organs. A lot of people have infrared masks at home. I don't know, Nikki lip balm, do you have you in your practice? Nikki, my friend, she's really, really good for anything facial. She does amazing treatments. She did a wonderful B vitamin treatment on my skin. But Nikki, have you got an infrared sauna or infrared mask at home? Because I know that they are fantastic for particularly for women of my age, for skin health. It helps, it penetrates the dermal layer of your skin about 4 or 5 layers deep. The same with your organs, 4 or 5 layers deep. And it again helps with that regeneration of the cells, rejuvenation of the cells, and it stimulates the organs into working much more effectively than they would do without it. So that's another really, really good biohacking tool, and I will hopefully be getting a mat very soon. Another really good biohacking method is dry skin brushing, and you do that from your feet all the way up your legs, all the way up from your in between your legs, all the way up to your stomach, to your heart, to your throat, to your head, to your pineal gland, and to your pituitary gland. And you brush and brush and brush. Using a dry skin brush, I would recommend getting a natural dry skin brush. And again, that stimulates the lymphatics into regenerating, resurfacing the skin. It gets rid of any dead skin. And I would recommend doing this at least 3 or 4 times a week before you have a shower or a bath, to get all those skin cells, first of all the dead skin cells away, but also then rejuvenating the skin as it grows and the dermal layers of your skin. So that's another really good biohacking tool that we use. And then what else do we use? Cryotherapy, dry skin brushing, infrared saunas, rebounders, and just using really the right supplements that are actually going to make a difference, which is why again I go back to the liposomal supplements, because they are so far better at healing your body than just a regular over-the-counter supplement. And I really would thoroughly, highly recommend to not buy standard, what I call OTC, which is over-the-counter supplements, because there's a lot of content on here as well about how supplement companies use binders and fillers, and they use a lot of something chalk, basically, to bulking agents to bulk up the vitamins. So what you want is practitioner strength of vitamins or supplements or nutrients that actually have their cofactors, which are other enzymes or other nutrients, to help them work effectively once they're absorbed. Cofactors are really, really, really important. So if you get a standard OTC vitamin from a standard shop on the high street, I'm not going to mention anything, they will really, you're just wasting your money, really. You really are. So that's why, again, it's important to have me as a guide, because I can help you through and I can recommend anything along those lines about what to do and what not to do. Another, going back to the biohacking, another really good tool that's also very, very simple is to use Epsom salt baths. Again, just put Epsom salts or dry salts or Dead Sea salts into your bath, and that helps, again, draw out heavy metals from the skin. And sometimes you can actually see the water change to a darker colour as the toxins come out of your body. So Dead Sea salts are really, really, really good. Another little tip that some of you may have seen on here, and I've been doing it for a long time, and I'm not jumping on any kind of bandwagon or any trend, is to use onions on the soles of your feet. It does work overnight. Onions are from the allium family, and they have a very profound way pulling out toxins. Sorry, somebody just called me when I'm on a live. How dare they? Naughty people. They have a very good way of pulling out toxins via the soles of your feet. And for anybody that didn't know, the soles of your feet have more pores on them to eliminate toxins than any other part of your body. So if you cut an onion, red onions are better than white ones, into slices, and then you put it on the soles of your feet and wrap your feet in cling film very, very tightly, and put some socks on, and overnight, and keep those on overnight for the whole night. If you've got a partner, it might be worth sleeping in another room. You will be amazed at what you see in the morning. Amazed, literally. And it also adds some toilet roll. So you have the onions, then you have the toilet roll, and then you have the cellophane, and then you have the socks. And when you wake up in the morning, and please, anybody who's going to do this, will you get back to me tomorrow or later on today, or whenever you've done it, and let me know what you see, and also send me some pictures. I would really like some evidence from you guys as to what you see when you do this, because you will be astounded. So yeah, onions on the soles of your feet overnight, and see what happens, and please tell me what you see. But again, really, really powerful for eliminating heavy metals from the soles of your feet, because of all the pores that are in that area of your body. Another really good biohacking method or thing that can be done, or you can do, is to use castor oil. And you can use castor oil in a castor oil pack. Again, you can get these online. I will post some links later on today, or at the bottom of this content. You can buy castor oil packs, and you wrap them around your belly area, particularly where your liver and your gallbladder is. And the castor oil, again, has a very, very good way of penetrating through the skin, through the dermal layers, into the organs. And because your gallbladder is responsible, sorry, somebody tried to join again, or not join, you're all joining, but be a dual sharer or whatever it's called, I don't know. Where was I? Castor oil, yes. It penetrates the organs itself, castor oil. So when you have a pack overnight on your liver and your gallbladder, it will really help optimize those organs highly effectively. And your gallbladder is responsible for producing bile. It works in simulation with the liver. I haven't got any sparkles yet. Somebody send me a bloody sparkle. So your gallbladder emulsifies fats. It produces bile. It works in synergy with the liver. So when you have castor oil placed on the area of the gallbladder, it directly supports the gallbladder's functionability. And it is very supportive for gallstones and any issues around those areas. I also use castor oil on my face at night. And what you do with the castor oil is you rub it on and you leave it. It's very, very thick castor oil. But it absorbs quite quickly into the skin. So you cover your face in a layer of castor oil, and then you literally leave it to soak in. So you can lie on the pillow with your face up, and I would say probably after about 15 minutes, it should be fully soaked into your skin, and then you can reapply another layer if you want to as you go to sleep. And in the morning, you will feel a noticeable difference in the moisture and texture of your skin. I'm 55, and I have been using collagen and castor oil on my skin probably for about 6 months, and the difference, oh my god, just taking those two simple things has been astounding. I mean, when I used to come and see Nikki, I used to moan that my skin was aging, and can you hear me with this wind? I'm not really sure. But now I found that I can use these two simple things. It's just made the most incredible difference to my skin. Another little top tip from me in terms of things that you can do on a daily basis is oil pulling on your teeth. And what you do for that, has anybody done this? Does anybody want to ask me any questions at all? Please do let me know if you've got any questions. Just put them in the comments. Hi June, hi, thank you for saying hello. So do interact. I'd love some interaction. That's not right. So yes, coconut oil on a piece of string in between your teeth on a daily basis, evening and morning, really helps in a very supportive way to with your oral hygiene, with any build up of plaque or toxins within the teeth, and your teeth just feel cleaner, they look cleaner, your mouth feels fresher, so that's another thing that I would really recommend. And going back to actually oral health, one thing that's really, really good for oral health is to swap sugar for something called stevia or xylitol. Has anybody heard of stevia or xylitol? They now put stevia in chewing gum because it helps with your oral gum hygiene, and it actually prevents the build-up of bacteria in your gums. So they put stevia in chewing gum now. But you can actually take stevia instead of sugar. It looks like sugar, it feels like sugar, it could be sugar, but it's not sugar. It's made from the trees of birch trees. and you can use that as a sugar supplement. I would really recommend that if you're doing any of the protocols with me, if you're doing the metabolic recharge, if you're doing a parasite cleanse, a detox cleanse, if you are doing anything to do with skin health or gut health, eliminate all sugar, and I would definitely swap it for stevia or xylitol. And they're using stevia and xylitol now in chocolate to make it far more healthy. And going on to chocolate, another thing that I would really recommend as a supportive thing is to start drinking cacao in the morning. Does anybody have cacao? Has anybody tried ceremonial cacao at all? Again, I'll put a link in here or at the bottom of the comments regarding my favourite forms of cacao. If you can swap your coffee causes jitters, it can elevate stress levels, it can elevate cortisol levels, it can obviously, you feel woken up, but you feel woken up in a chemical way, whereas when you have cacao is full of B vitamins. It's very high in magnesium, and any females, if you notice just before you're about to have your period, you have these huge cravings for sugar and chocolate, and you have cravings for chocolate because it contains magnesium, and that is because the cacao bean itself contains magnesium, very high levels of magnesium. Also, cacao bean also contains very high levels of serotonin uptake availability. So if you swap your coffee for ceremonial cacao in the morning, it will increase your B vitamin uptake, it will increase your serotonin uptake, it will make you feel really good. It on a spiritual level, it activates the heart chakra, so it can give you a very it's like having a really warm hug around yourself, because it actually activates the love chakra in your heart. So you've got all the serotonin rushing around you, you've got all these fantastic B vitamins and magnesium, and it does cacao does actually have caffeine in it, but not in a jittery way. It's in a more calming, loving, supportive way. Does anybody have cacao? I can see lots and lots of people have joined, but I haven't had any interaction yet. So do just send me some questions, because I'm going to be going soon, and I want to know what you want me to talk about next. So would you like me to talk about eczema, skin health, menopause, more gut health? Hi people that have just joined. Would you like me to talk about optimizing your sports performance in the gym? Would you like me to talk about supporting your mitochondria, your metabolic pathways? Let me know, and I will do some more lives on those subjects, or I can quickly comment at the end of this if you have any questions at all. So yep, I think really I'm gonna wrap this up now. I hope I've given you lots and lots of food for thought, so to speak, and lots of things to think about, and I will be popping some links that I've mentioned today in the comments, or I'll try and add them on the screen. And I will see you soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you all, and I will see you soon.